Hello again and welcome back. Welcome to those who have just joined us. We've come to the last session for the day, but it's certainly not the least. Here comes a segment full of big mobile machines with powerful hydraulics parts supplied by Bosch Rexroth. Still in the world of service, let's learn more about mobile hydraulics aftermarket in the region. Chris Lip, hi! Welcome to the stage, Chris.
Thank you, Inga, and hello from Germany.
It's Guten Morgen, actually. How did I do? Guten Morgen?
Yeah, guten Morgen.
Guten
It's 8
Morgen.
o'clock in the morning here.
And you are...
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon to us here in Asean. Our first speaker from Germany for today is Chris Lip. Can you tell the audience a little about how things are in Germany, Chris?
Yeah, sure, of course. Definitely in Germany, we still feel the impact and the effects of the pandemic at the moment. To give you a little bit understanding, I'm sitting here at the moment in Elchingen in our headquarters for mobile hydraulics. This is also the production plant of the axial piston units. And I would say here in the offices where I am, I'm almost one of the only persons who is here because everyone else is working from home. But the production is running at full capacity. So there we are full at work and the people are all there. And when I look outside the window, springtime is starting, weather is getting better, temperatures are becoming warmer, and together with the vaccinations continuing here and the warmer temperatures, the people hope to look into a more normal summer soon.
Okay, let's gear up for your presentation then. And thank you so much for your dedication to meet all of our audience here in ASEAN and Oceania. So, Chris, cannot wait for your presentation. So, take the floor.
All right, so thank you very much. Before I start, just 2 words about myself. I'm working here for Bosch Rexroth in Germany in mobile applications for more than 15 years. I have been in different functions in sales here and now working for service sales since 2019. And as you introduced already, I'm giving you today some insights in the aftermarket of the mobile hydraulic machines in your region. So if we move to the first slide, exactly, we see here all kinds of different mobile machineries. And if I think about the ASEAN and also the Oceania region, I can pick some examples. Australia, for example, definitely there we have a large mining industry. We will find there the big excavators, for example, and the wheel loaders, the dump trucks, drilling. But not only mining, also construction machinery is very big in that region, as well as the agricultural machines. The same if we look into Indonesia, for example, also a large country. I don't have to tell you this. For mining, we find many different mines there with all of the mentioned machines in there, but as well as construction and forestry. When we look, for example, to Thailand, there, for example, we find many mobile cranes, produced in Japan, for example, forklift trucks, also agricultural machines as tractors, harvesters, for example. And another country to mention, which is very interesting for us for the aftermarket in mobile hydraulics, is Vietnam, also with a large installed base of machinery for the construction equipment. Excavators, for example, bulldozers, road rollers, dump trucks, concrete mixers, and so on. I could continue. for a long time here to mention all kind of the different machinery that is actively working in your region and which makes the mobile aftermarket so important for us and to be there for you in the region and to support you with our service offerings. So if we move to the next slide, then we see here all kind of different products which are belonging to our so-called mobile hydraulics portfolio. You see here, for example, the axial piston units, pumps and motors. You see transmissions, gearboxes, mobile valves, pedals, joysticks, and all these kind of hydraulic hardware at the moment is the major focus for us in the mobile aftermarket. But what we definitely also see is that more and more important becoming in this machinery is electronified products, are electrified machines, are all kind of different software solutions, connected components, connected machines, with all the IoT opportunities that are already existing and that will be developed in the near future. And I can tell you there are also some very interesting and I would say very helpful new applications that are also interesting for you as machine owners, for example, to manage your fleet and to check if everything is okay with your vehicle. But more focus and more deep dive into this special topic of our BODAS portfolio, so the Bosch Rexroth Digital Application Solutions, will be given to you tomorrow by my colleague Josef Matti. He's the expert. He's in our project for the IoT, and he will give you a very deep insight and detailed explanation about our offerings for the electronic hardware, the software, and as I mentioned, also the IoT applications. So coming back to the mobile hydraulics aftermarket, what you see on this slide here is huge numbers, very impressive numbers, I think. Yeah, please stay on that slide. Thank you. This is showing the total installed base of mobile machinery that we find all over the world. And I think this is really impressive. If you look at this, almost 60 million machines operating all around the globe. And what is important to know, many of these machines are equipped with Rexroth hydraulic and electronic products. 23 million of our components are installed in these machines. So this means more or less in every third machine that you find around the world, you will also find Rexroth components. And this is, of course, for us, a big potential, but at the same time, a big challenge, because what we need to provide to you as machine owners operating a fleet is that we are there for you all around the globe and that we are offering support and service for you if you need anything, in case you have any issues or need spare parts, need replacements, need to check the vehicle wherever you are in your region. And this we ensure with our global service network that we have in our Bosch Rexroth facilities, also in your regions, and together with our certified service partners that are also capable to do all the services that we offer as Bosch Rexroth, and they are also there for you directly, locally in front of your door. So you went already to the next slide. This is just to show you an example of a typical machine that we find in the mining, the big shovel, the big mining excavator, where we have many different Rexroth products usually installed. Just to mention a few here for the driving, for the travel of the vehicle, two-circuit pump as shown here, in combination usually with axial piston motors assembled directly on gears, which are driving the track drive. Then we have a pump, which is operating all the different implement functions. For example, the slewing, so that the excavator can rotate, and of course also the operation of the shuttle. And this is then controlled by different valves which are steering the flow to different cylinders and so on. And this is operated obviously then by the pedals and the joysticks that are shown here. Also, cooling system is important for such a vehicle. This means hydrostatic fan drive is usually installed in such a machine, also with components of Bosch Rexroth, which is normally an axial piston pump and axial piston motors. Then if we go to the next slide, just a second example to look into the agricultural applications. So here we have a combine harvester, a very complex mobile machine, which also needs a lot of hydraulic to operate and drive the different functions. So for driving the vehicle itself, usually a hydrostatic transmission is used. It can be all kinds of different options. Normally the front wheels are driven, so an axial piston pump closed loop system is used in combination either with axial piston motors and gear units, or also, and that's also the case if we have then a four-wheel drive on the rear wheels, radial piston motors, for example. But what we also find are then motors, variable or fixed motors assembled in an axle, which is then driving the wheels. And the different functionalities of the vehicle, such as the rotation in the platform, where hydraulic motors are used, but also the feeder, the axial rotor, all of those are operated by hydraulics and special functionalities, such as preventing the platform in the front from bumping. Then hydraulic accumulators, for example, are used to compensate such oscillations. So this is just to give you a bit of an impression, if you are not familiar with such kind of machines, how much hydraulics are used in mobile machinery, and then how important it is definitely also to keep these machines running, to keep the hydraulics running, and therefore our service and service offerings are of course mandatory. So if we go to the next slide, I would like to explain to you what are our service offerings. So first of all, if you look into this market that I just explained with the many different industries that we find there, the different applications and different machines, this market is extremely fragmented. We find customers that are using just one machine, up to big machine owning companies with a huge fleet. I talk here about the mines that I mentioned already, but also big construction equipment rental companies or airports or harbors, for example. So these kind of machine owners or machine users, they can get the services and the spare parts and the replacement products from different sources. Yeah? Our major goal definitely is, and this is very important, is that our original components are used. Yeah? No matter if you receive these through the OEMs, which are producing the machines and are able to provide also spare units, for example, but also possibility to get these services and additional support from our certified service partners, as well as from Bosch Rexroth regionally and also globally directly. Yeah? So for all these kind of different supply channels, it's quite normal and usual, and for us, standard offering is that we are offering to every customer always full warranty, and that we are able and capable to handle any claims if required. But for the OEMs, it starts much earlier. Directly when a vehicle is designed newly and the first prototype is tested at the customer, we are providing service in the form that we are able to do a commissioning. That means we are going there to the vehicle, installing all the test equipment, doing the measurements, checking if the components work well together, also in the machine, of course, together with other components, and be able then to do some fine-tuning before the machine is really going then into series operation. Then, in case there, please stay at the last slide. Thank you. In case there is any problem then in the field, in the operation of the vehicle later on, we are also able to send our service engineers into the field directly to the customers. These qualified service engineers are able to check the vehicle, to check our components, to identify what is probably wrong and find a quick solution for you. So, for example, if a component is then damaged and needs to be replaced, these are the different offerings that are also mentioned here. We are able to replace these components, of course, one by one with new units, which are the so-called replacement units on here. But we are also able to repair those units. And not only us, also our certified service partners are able to repair those units. They are getting the right training for this. They have all the special tools which they need. They have the test rigs to test these components. And what is very important, they have access to all the important information to know exactly which spare parts are needed for repair and what are the pressure, flow, torque settings, etc. That our units need to be set on to ensure that the vehicle is still operating in the right level. So all of these products we are able to provide to the aftermarket to keep your machines running. And as I mentioned in the beginning, with the new technologies, with the IoT, we are now adding some additional services which we are providing. This is just starting. Some things are already existing and some things will come very soon. Just to mention a few examples which might be interesting for the OEMs, as I mentioned here as workflow optimization. What can that be? We are able to provide online the testing data of each individual component that we provide to the OEM. So the individual component is identified by the serial number. And when the OEM is installing this component in the vehicle, he is able to calibrate the vehicle with these testing data directly with very low efforts, with a certain optimized process in the background, and to avoid long time and big effort to calibrate the vehicles manually. For the end users, there are also different interesting options that we offer. Fleet management can be all kinds of different things to check where the vehicles are, how they are operating, how efficient they are operating, but also looking at the vehicle health. So understanding even before something is going wrong, even before a component might fail, that it needs to be replaced. Also, remote services are interesting and will improve the running time of the vehicle extremely. So if there is any software changes for some kind of electronified hydraulic systems, then we can flash these new software over the air Yeah, and it's not mandatory that a service engineer is going to each vehicle, connecting each vehicle to his device and uploading the software, as it might have been the case in the past. So as you see, there is a big portfolio of service offerings that we have to the market. And for us, again, it would be important that you are picking Bosch Rexroth as a supplier, that you're choosing the original, because the original ensures that your vehicle will always run on the right performance and with a long lifetime. And to look in this topic a little bit deeper, we can go to the next slide. And on this slide, I'm telling you the most important things about original components and why this is so important. One topic definitely, comparing to any other suppliers for our components, is that we ensure that you're always getting a very high quality. So what does that mean? Yeah, first of all, we are using the defined and right material for the components to ensure that the components are lasting as expected. Yeah? Also that these spare parts are manufactured with the right tolerances, that they can interact with each other in a pump, for example, in a good way and in an efficient way. And also to let you know that all of the spare parts that we are providing to the aftermarket are also manufactured in our series production with our series production processes. The reliability is a very important topic. So what does that mean? First of all, you need to be able to identify the component which needs to be repaired or replaced correctly, and to know which are the right spare parts, which are the latest spare parts that have to be used for repair. To give you an example, we have product families that we are supplying for many, many years into the market, but there might be any upgrades coming from time to time. And also for repaired components, we ensure that if we or our service partners repair these components, that they always use the latest spare parts, the newest spare parts, which ensure always the highest lifetime and the best operation. And the second topic which is important is that the components which are then sent back to you are always set to the right technical settings. I mentioned that before. To give you an example, if a flow setting of a pump would be too low, this would just mean that in the future your vehicle would just operate slower, and this nobody wants to accept, definitely. Or even worse could be if pressure cutoff functions, pressure protection valves are set to too high pressure level, which could lead that any weak components in the system, such as a rubber hose, might burst. Yeah, and this could of course, in the worst case, harm any person. Yeah? So the safety of the vehicle is definitely also very important. So in the end, as I mentioned, using original components is ensuring a high lifetime of your vehicle with a high efficiency that leads to a low fuel consumption, such as you would expect from buying a new machine, the low total cost of ownership, the high performance and the safety of the vehicles are ensured. And this is why it is so important also when you service your vehicle to insist using original components. So if we go to the next slide, I want to point out one last important topic for us in the aftermarket. Please switch to the next slide. Thank you. So as I mentioned before, to be able to provide all our service offerings to every one of you, to every machine owner, we rely strongly also on our certified service partners. I told you these partners are getting access to all the necessary trainings, that they are able to qualify their stuff, that they know our components, that they know what to do, how to find defects, how to understand what needs to be repaired, and then getting access to special toolings, which usually only we have in Bosch Rexroth, but which we also share with our service partners, ensuring that they have the test rigs to test the components, and that they have access to all the technical information that I just mentioned. Yeah? Not that they only ensure that they only supply original components, but that they know exactly which are the right components and which are the right technical settings. And it is a really great message for me. It has been a really great message for me in the last year, and I'm very proud that we could manage it to establish our first certified mobile hydraulic service partner in the ASEAN region with the company Anda Hydraulics. Anda is a company which has been established in 1999, and as I mentioned last year, became our certified service partner. We have been working with Anda before for a long time, but to bring them now to this level of certified excellence is really an important step for us. So as I said, Anda, with all the equipment and testing facilities that they have the possibility to provide to you replacement units, but also repair all the mobile hydraulic components that you have in your machines, no matter if we talk about construction machines or mining, but also mobile hydraulic products that are installed in industrial applications, for example, offshore or marine. Yeah? So as I said, Anda is located in Singapore, but they have many different customers also outside in the whole ASEAN region, and even have some customers even into Europe, for example, or Middle East. So coming to the end here of my part of the presentation, we still have now a interesting use case from Indonesia to show to you. My colleague Arka from Bosch Rexroth Indonesia, together with his customer, are now going to present this use case to you.
Hi, excited to be here with everyone in ASEAN and Oceania for Hydraulic Tech Talk. I hope you're having a great time on a Rexroth Live. My name is Arka from Bosch Rexroth Indonesia, and I'm here with Novan from PT Pembangunan Sarana Perkasa or PSP, who have been our customers since 2019. Hi Novan, how you doing?
Hi Arka, I'm great, thank you.
Staying healthy, I hope?
Yeah, or I would not be here talking to you.
Yes, thank you for agreeing to speak with us today. And do you want to tell us a little bit about PSP?
Sure, PT Pembangunan Sarana Perkasa in a contractor in cement mining. Our solutions are more into cutting the rock. We have 12 units of virgin surface miner in our operation in Java and Sumatra, Indonesia.
Blasting is a requirement in cement mining, isn't it?
Yes, but unfortunately, the country's condition has made it more challenging to do that because the impact to the environment and the cities.
Okay, why did you choose Bosch Rexroth to your business partner?
Bosch Rexroth is a globally known brand for quality. The commitment in delivery, on-site support, and warranty is also commendable.
To date, what benefit you had after working with Bosch Rexroth?
We have enjoyed warranty claim 3,000 hours a year and good prices.
And how do you think Bosch Rexroth support for new motors and new pumps?
The support has been excellent. I was pleased to learn the Bosch Rexroth agreed to air freight the product that we required urgently to cut down and lead time.
Okay, after we talking about supplies new pumps and motors, what do you think of Bosch Rexroth repair for pumps and motor to PSP?
I'm very happy with spare part supplies and the lead time.
Good to hear all that. Thank you for your positive feedback, Novan. And audience, let me add here on the screen, service report the pumps belonging of PSP. We list the real condition of the pumps upon inspection and work out with PSP for the best solution. For your information, Bosch Rexroth Indonesia has a test bench facility with up to 350 bars capacity. We are also able to test valve and small cylinders. And our workshop facility has 3.2-ton overhead crane, washing machine, and painting booth. That's all we have today. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Novan. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
That was a very interesting presentation from Chris Lip, Arka, and Novan from PT Pembangunan Sarana Perkasa. So audience, if you have any questions for any of these two gentlemen, please go to the Q&A section and type your questions there. And I'm afraid Mas Novan is not here. Do you mind, Arka, if I'm the one who's talking to you right now?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I must say I learned something new from your presentation earlier. But if you don't mind me asking to Chris, where in ASEAN and Oceania is your biggest market for mobile aftermarket?
I mentioned in my presentation that there we have a huge market for the mining industry with all kinds of different mobile machines in it. So in ASEAN, definitely it's Indonesia, but as I also said in the beginning when introducing the machines, also the Australian market is big for us. But this does not mean that the other countries are not interesting. We have so many machines operating in Vietnam, in Thailand, and also in other countries. In Malaysia, for example, I didn't mention Malaysia as well, where we have also a different kind of construction equipment running. Also Singapore and Philippines. I could mention everything, but your question was which is the biggest, and this I would say definitely is Indonesia and Australia.
And as been told by one of our customers, satisfaction guarantee, right? So as the application is extremely fragmented, we're so proud that Indonesia have Bosch Rexroth team here to develop anything that regarding their company's productivity, and we hope that this would be a continuous support from Bosch Rexroth. So my question for Arka, who is joining us here on the studio, is how long is the warranty for the new product main pump of the work gun units?
The warranty time for new product pumps and motors, and we can give a year's warranty. It is based on after we deliver it to the customers. So if customers buy motors and pump from us, if that is under warranty, we can support that warranty.
All right, thank you, Arka. Next question is for Chris from our audience here. How can I know Rexroth material number from the OM number?
Yeah, so it's not so simple. First of all, you need to identify the product in your machine, and this is typically done by the type plate, which is on our products, and the information on the type plate can be different, but definitely, as the question was in the direction, if you find the OEM number on it. First of all, I have to say that we are offering OEM units only to those OEMs exclusively, definitely. But what we are able to do is we are offering also equivalent replacement products, which are more neutral units, but with exactly one by one the same functionality. And this information, what kind of the right equivalent product this is, we have in our local facilities. So you can contact Bosch Rexroth in your region, your sales contact, your service contact, or you can also contact our service partners, our distribution partners, our solution partners. They also have this information available and then can offer the right equivalent replacement product to you.
Chris, regarding partners, do you have repair partners in Thailand or friends in Thailand asking you about it?
Yeah. First of all, we have a very good repair facility in Bosch Rexroth, Thailand, and we have different kinds of partners also that work together with Bosch Rexroth Thailand. I don't want to mention a single name now here at the moment. We have different partners there, and if you need to understand which would be good opportunities to you, if you're searching for a partner, I would recommend either to directly contact Bosch Rexroth of Thailand. They will be able to help you out, to give you the different names which might be close to your facility. Or you can also look on our website in the so-called contact locator. There you can search in your region also for the different partners. But yes, we have some of them in Thailand as well.
Sure, contact the locator on the website. And my question for Arka is the repair process itself when it comes to the Wirgen units. So how long would it take?
For the repair process, I think this depends on the spare parts and how the condition of the pumps from the customers. But that's approximately for 2 and 3 months. And for the service warranty, we can give 6 months for the repairs process, for the repairs warranty.
We still got time for more questions. This one is for Chris. Is it possible to buy the repair in a spare part only, Chris?
Absolutely, definitely. So this is what I mentioned in the presentation. We are offering complete units, but we are also offering spare parts. You can get them from Bosch Rexroth directly. You can get them from our partners. Just make sure that the parts are identified correctly, that you're getting the advice from a qualified person, which are the right spare parts, and definitely we are offering those.
Right, great. Okay, another question for Chris. This time is about, okay, we are intrigued to have more questions from the audience. Feel free to put on your question on the feature, Q&A feature. And this time is about defect. Okay, in case of defect pump or motor, Chris, how to decide if it should be repaired or completely replaced by a new unit?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is not a simple decision where you always would say either replace it or repair it. There are different things which can be interesting. One important question is how fast do you need to get this repaired or replaced unit? In case we have locally close to you a complete unit on stock as a replacement, then you could definitely very quickly get this replacement unit. In case we do not have it on stock, the shipping time might be too long from the production facility in Europe, and so a repair would make more sense if you have a certain urgency. And the second factor which plays definitely a role is always the cost. And so lower cost to get a unit for you would be definitely a repaired unit. But it does not always make sense economically to repair a component. It's depending on the total value of a component. Think about a small external gear unit. There, the value of the gear unit itself is so low that a repair would not make sense economically. Or even for an axial piston unit, if it's destroyed completely because there was a big contamination in the system, then probably a repair would also not make sense. So So it's always a decision case by case. Do I need something quickly? Do I have the requirement to have low cost as possible? And what is more economical?
Okay, it all depends on the time and the cost, of course. And my question to Arka, does Bosch Rexroth Indonesia services cover only for Indonesia?
The cover service in Bosch Rexroth Indonesia, we can cover all over Indonesia, and we have two areas for the workshop. We have one in Jakarta area, and the second one is in the Balikpapan. And we have two workshop, two warehouse in Jakarta and Balikpapan. So if customers want to see our facility and want to try to repair or looking for new pump for the Bosch Rexroth support, you can contact us to visit to our facility and to see the our facility, and we can support send the new product to all customers to all over in Indonesia.
Okay, thank you, Arka. Last two questions for our session. How can I find the right spare parts for repair, Chris?
Yeah, so we talked about this before. It's important to identify the right spare parts, and I'm coming back to the point. First of all, you need to know which is the complete unit that you need the spare parts for. So this is identified again by the type plate on the unit. I told you there are different information on the different type plates, but what is always on there is our serial number, where you can identify really the individual component. And with this serial number, you can check on our website which is the component. You can go then to the product detail page on the website of this component, and there is the linkage to the spare parts catalog, which is showing all the spare parts that we offer for this component. This information is then limited to our service partners and of course to Bosch Rexroth. So if you would need to get the right spare parts and you are not a service partner, then you would need either to contact the service partner or Bosch Rexroth, tell them what is the complete unit that you have, what is the requirement of spare parts that you have. The colleagues will then be able to choose these spare parts for you and offer them to you.
Okay, we got an interesting question to Chris. I have A2V225, pardon my French, and A2V80 for service in Dubai, Germany. In Dubai. Germany couldn't find the records full part list. Is there anyone who could help me with this? And these pumps were used on cranes.
Okay, so these are also axle piston units. You mentioned the product type A2, yeah, band axis design, just for your information. So then you also learn something about axle piston units. But to be serious, I don't know exactly the customer who from Germany he talked to. Yeah, so he says he's or she is talking to Germany and couldn't get an answer. We have here in our headquarters, in the service department, these are people which are sitting close beside me, our technical support team. They have many information also of historic components here, which usually you do not find a lot of information in the public or even in our local facilities. So I just can give you the hint. Please go through your local contact in Dubai. They might reach out to our technical support. I don't know if they have talked to them already, as I said, but they will be then the right people and who have all the information available that could identify the components.
We're surely looking forward for your inquiries. Feel free to chat us on the Q&A chat box. And of course, more questions to Chris. How to become Rexroth's service partner, Chris?
Yeah, this is a certain process, definitely, and the process starts with the discussion that you would need to take with our local organization. I don't know in which country you are. Yeah, coming back to the example of Thailand before, if you are there a workshop which would be interesting to work together with Bosch Rexroth and want to become certified service partner, you would need to start the discussion and then explain your intention to Bosch Rexroth Thailand. They would need to check, of course, if from our point of view it would make sense and fit in our repair strategy locally to establish an additional partner there. And then there is a certain process which is in place where you need to go through certain steps to make sure that you reach the right level of qualification, that you have the right infrastructure. I talked about the special toolings, about the test rigs, that you have everything in place, which guarantees that you are able to provide the support on the high level, as I mentioned. And once you have gone through these steps, guided by our Bosch Rexroth service auditors, then you are able to become a certified service partner.
Cool. But there's a follow-up questions, statements actually, from the audience about their unit. These units were built in 1977 and 1982. I haven't been even born yet. And I have the name plate with me. Unfortunately, Berlin, Germany did not have the full records. So that's about it. Okay. Yeah, the last question. How can I know the service workshop is certified by Rexroth?
Okay. The easiest way to identify is we have a certain label for this, which you can see directly from the outside. I have shown this label on my last presentation slide, if you might remember. It's this dark blue with a bit of white in, which says Certified Excellence. And this is the official logo and branding for our certified partners. If you are not sure, you will be always able to ask the local Bosch Rexroth organization if this is really a certified service partner, for example. Or you should also be able to look on our website, as I mentioned in the contact locator, to see if this is a certified service partner, and there you then will also find specific information, what kind of service offerings this partner is offering for you. For example, which kind of products the partner is capable to repair.
So look out for the Service Excellence Partner on the website, right? Okay, thank you very much, Chris. Unfortunately, that was the time we had. Question that did not get answered will be answered post-event. We're standing by. And we'd also like to get your feedback on the presentation and the speakers. It will literally took only 1 minute of your time. My first question remains the same. Did you find the speakers engaging? Is it A, very much, B, so-so, or C, not at all? And the next question, did you find the presentations explain practical examples and useful techniques applicable to your operations? A, for very much, B, so-so, or C, not at all? Thank you so much for participating. So that concludes our first day of Hydraulics Tech Talk, where we were shown service capabilities of Bosch Rexroth. And tomorrow, we'll be back with our Now, Next, Beyond technology, from applications in food production and civil engineering, as well as our connected solutions. We'll even let you take a peek into our next Beyond technology of hydrogen. Thank you very much for joining us. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Singapore time. Stay safe, everyone. And remember, here in Bosch Rexroth, we move, you win.
Hello everyone, my name is Mark Wuhura from Rexroth. As you know, we keep our customer competitive. In 2019, many great things happened. Too many to mention, but I want to share some highlights. Come on, let's go. We help our customer to operate with more power, more efficiency, more intelligence, and more safety. They can count on us. As a company, we say, we move, you win. Let's look at the first highlight. Last year, we could greatly increase the efficiency of the operations of Librudi Automation.
Liberty is a global leader in automated welding systems. Typically, we work within the aerospace and medical community. In the medical and aerospace industries, they require high tolerance, high precision machines. We came down to Bosch Rexroth as the individual vendor because we had quality, on-time delivery, engineering services that could provide us with the unique challenges that we see at Liberty with our systems.
We also like to give our customers some extra power. So let's check out this video from Ferrari Sugar Mill in Brazil.
O sistema hidráulico Rexroth veio para virar a página do modo de acionar moendas. Acredito que quebrou paradigma, trazendo confiabilidade, facilidade de manutenção, sendo montagem e desmontagem, facilidade de operação e alta disponibilidade.
A utilização dos equipamentos Bosch Rexroth nos trouxe uma alta confiabilidade operacional, que no nosso entendimento é o principal fator de acompanhamento do dia a dia das operações da área industrial.
There is always something going on in our innovation lab at Ulm. Look at it. Last year, we met our customer and partners at a number of events to show our latest innovation and to start the dialogue. Let's share some examples. Okay, here we go. Take this one? No. Here the Hannover Fair. We joined the Hannover Fair with our Rexroth Live concept. Shall we have a look at it? Let's start.
Here they are. As you see, this is no ordinary floor. It's a visionary, intelligent floor.
Super. Let's check next one. Here. We are very proud of it. Bauma, the biggest fair of construction machinery. Let's check it out. Take the next one. Of course, SPS, where we introduced to the world our new control platform, Control X, the heart of factory automation. Let's have a look. This is automation. Let's check out, of course, last but not least, the IAS in Shanghai, where we brought our enablers. Let's see how did they perform. Back to our customers. When it comes to intelligence, we are your partner. Let's see what Soiteb says about it.
Hi everybody, my name is Emanuele Montigiani.
Communicating with a high-level machine architecture, IoT Gateway is the physical element for the digital integration of the industrial world.
At Rexroth we think safety is crucial. We help Lafarge-Lucin by predicting the required maintenance.
So since we've actually put that in, it's been a journey, a learning journey for us as well. So we actually learned much more of our own equipment that we never used before.
If there is something coming or what we can see some change in in values, or we see that the pressure is rising in the clogging indicators or something like that, we inform the customer that the filter has to be changed.
Too bad I cannot show you every highlight, but I hope this gave you an impression of what we did last year. Currently, we are building our brand new Customer Experience Center. Look at that. Let's meet there. And remember, we move, you win.
The digital service assistant helps you to repair your system easily, smart and quickly, and reduces downtime. Let's take a look at the features. Online diagnosis. In case of a malfunction, the simplest resolution is online diagnosis. This enables you to access the machine's Bosch Rexroth control unit directly via wireless LAN and identify the problem. The electronic nameplates give detailed information about the installed components. With the help of a color marking system, you'll be able to immediately identify the defective components. All necessary data and information, such as serial numbers in the displayed parameters, can be found. You can then request the appropriate service. Service options. You can use the documentation button to select the components for which you need documentation. The service app takes you directly to the appropriate documentation, which you can also forward using a link. You can quickly and easily reach Bosch Rexroth service by using the contact button. You can also call the service hotline. If necessary, you can send relevant error data and photos directly to the specialist on the help desk. You have the option to attach the log file from the online diagnosis. You can also forward selected information to the Bosch Rexroth service. A service employee will get in touch with you as quickly as possible. In order to request a repair of your product, select Repairs. You can rank the urgency of your need here. A member of the service team will get in touch as quickly as possible. Spare parts can be ordered easily and directly as well. You can use the code scanner if you have already removed components from the machine. This process enables you to identify every Rexroth product no matter which code type is shown. With the Select Components option, you can make selections from the available list of components and register the product at Bosch Rexroth or add new components. The code scanner is used for this process. As an alternative, you can also manually enter the code. Register your product today and receive even faster and more cost-efficient service. The Digital Service Assistant is now available in the App Store.